Hey everybody, exciting video today because I get to share with you the new 2025 Buick Enclave. I'm in an undisclosed location at the Buick Live Studio, and behind me I have two trim levels of this beautiful vehicle. Let's go have a look. And here they are. So first and foremost, there are going to be three trim levels of the 2025 Buick Enclave. We're going to start off at the preferred. We don't have that one here today, but we do have the next two trim levels above that. Next sliding up after that would be this one right here. This is, of course, the 2025 ST. All right, it's its own trim level now. It's not just an accessory package, more or less, or whatever you want to call it. And then we have over here the Avenir, of course, their cream of the crop in terms of all the features you're going to get. Now, that being said, there's still a host of features that are going to be standard on these vehicles. A ton, first and foremost, of safety features, which I know if any of you are like me, that is a big concern, and there is a plethora of them. After which we have standard on these vehicles, 20-inch wheels. You're going to have 20-inch wheels on the preferred standard, and as you can see here, 20-inch wheels on the ST. There is an accessory option for an all-black wheel on this as well, just as a heads up. And then as we move over to the Avenir, you're going to see we have a 22-inch standard wheel on this one, like a pearl nickel finish. I actually really like the looks of these wheels here. Of course, the vehicle itself has totally changed. So now we have a vehicle that is wider, longer, and taller than the outgoing model, which I know is going to appeal to many of you. Underneath the hood, there's a change as well. We have a more fuel-efficient motor, and than what we've had in the outgoing model, but we also have more horsepower and more torque. So a combination of all three is fantastic. It's a 2.5 liter four-cylinder turbo producing 328 horsepower and 326 pound-feet of torque. I think I got that right. If I got it backwards, I'll put it in the text here. But anyways, and we have up to, with the right packaging, 5,000 pounds of towing. Now, the whole idea with these different trim levels is, of course, to appeal to different people. I myself really like the looks, the exterior looks of the ST. I'm, a fan of more of the monochromatic. So, as you see here, we have some chrome, along the front grille. Beautiful grille on the Avenir, of course, obviously. And then around the windows, we're having, this kind of chrome pearl finish, same thing with up here. Now, and then we have paint match around the wheel wells, paint match around the back with some chrome trim. However, of course, on the ST, more of a sporty trim, of course, we're going to see this gloss black. So first and foremost, gloss black along this beautiful grille down below. By the way, every grille on each trim level is going to look different. So the Avenir, the ST, and the Preferred, just by the looks at the front of it, you'll be able to determine which trim level is which, okay? Again, black along the bottom, black mirror caps, black on here, black up here as well. I think I really, again, that's just something I like. I like that black kind of contrast. We're looking at a cherry red tint coat, I believe is the color they call this. And then we have moonstone metallic, by the way, on the Avenir, if you're curious about the colors. The other thing, of course, is when you get in the inside of these, I've been told you really know which trim level you're in. So the ST really has this kind of dark on dark finish, right? As you can see here, kind of almost like little kind of carbon fibery almost. We have a flat bottom steering wheel in this. I'm going to show you the interior of the Avenir here momentarily. It is absolutely stunning, the color combination that's in that. But it even has a different steering wheel. So they really have their own design aesthetics, which I really like. The other cool thing about this is all these trim levels are going to have a 30-inch across color touchscreen. Unfortunately, they're still kind of in pre-design, so I don't have the access to have this turned on, but obviously when we get pictures or some B-roll footage, I'll put that over, okay? Wireless charging on here. You have a controller here for the screens, which is cool, aside from the touchscreen. And then, as you can see here on this flat bottom steering wheel, something they're very, very excited about, and I can't blame them for it. They have the option for Super Cruise on all three trim levels now, which is a really, really cool feature. And of course, Super Cruise is only getting better with more road technology. In fact, I've been hearing you have access to some 2-lane highways, you know, so not just divided highways, which is phenomenal to hear. We have a new shifter in this one as well. It's up here behind the steering wheel. We're seeing that on the Traverse, we're seeing that on the Acadia, and some other different models, of course, as well. You know, again, it's just something to get used to, like anything else. I kind of like it. You're gonna have memory seats on this one. 12-speaker Bose stereo system is standard in here. I'm gonna show you when we get to the Avenir momentarily. The Avenir is going to have a 16 speaker, so 4 more speakers added to that. Of course, we got the captain's chairs back here in this model, and then you have your 3-passenger rear row. I'm going to show you some more things in the Avenir here momentarily. But again, the whole idea is we're having a separation in the trim levels, both exterior and interior, which you're going to see. The other thing about this one, of course, is we are going to see, you know, more standard features when it comes to the Avenir. One of those being a different suspension. So we have a little bit higher end suspension. But the other thing, well, actually, what I wanted to say was inside of all of these vehicles, we still have, you know, what I've always felt to be important with the Buick lineup is the quiet tuning technology. You know, it just gives you a much more comfortable ride, and you combine that with the stereo system that is in these, you know, the Bose stereo system, and it just gives you phenomenal sound. The other thing that's really cool, there's an addition to this, you may have seen this on the current, you know, Suburban Tahoes, but we now have what they call connected cameras, which will film inside the vehicle and outside the vehicle and will record. There'll be some more information on that as well that I can put, but that is a really cool feature that is now being adopted to these. Now, heading over to the Avenir, again, this is their biggest seller. The Avenir is an amazing trim level. It's actually their most popular selling trim level, despite, you know, obviously the ST, you know, appealing to that a little bit younger crowd. A couple things I like, actually, I left it in this mode and I should put it back, but one of the things I love right off the bat is they have, it used to be called the smart side seat, but we have a seat here that when moved, we can keep a car seat in there, which is phenomenal. I just have to press this button. It gets up and out of the way for your rear passenger to get out, but it keeps this motion here, or it keeps, you know, this design of the seat so that you can keep a car seat there in place and not have to take it out just to get people out of the back and so on. The other cool thing is the back rear, or the rear passengers can actually move it from right here as well, which I think is a really great feature. But, and I can just manually put that back just like that. Heading to the back, this is something that's standard on the Avenir, but unfortunately is not on the ST trim level. But again, much like the larger SUVs than even this one, we have the power folding seats here, as you can see. So the back ones you can raise and lower. Once you've lowered the second row, you do have to pull it up manually. I believe that's just a safety feature so that we know that it's locked in place. If I didn't mention this already, I think I did, yes, 5,000 pounds towing, but your hitch is right in behind here. You can pull that off and your hitch is hidden behind there. So when you're not using it, it's, you know, kind of hidden out of the way. Huge, big tailpipes back here, exhaust ports, exhaust tips, which I really like. I like the looks of that as well. And then check this out. This has got to be one of, if not my favorite interior color combination that I've ever seen in almost any GM vehicle. Check out this blue color here combined with the light, like kind of like a whisper beige. I know that's not what it's called, but like it's like that color. And then you have the blue piping along here, and you even have like kind of, I don't know if it's like almost like a rose gold, but a gold kind of finish there. We have, I mean, the finishing on this Avenir is second to none. And then this is where your additional speakers are right here. So your additional 4 speakers are going to be in the doors of this one. As you can see, there's the 2 there. And of course, you're going to have 2 in the second row as well. But that's the additional speakers that you're going to have, okay? Again, steering wheel looks phenomenal. And then again, the one thing I don't think I talked too much about, but is right here. I know I talked about it in the ST, but again, that floating thing, that floating center console is phenomenal, and you can have, you know, a lot of storage underneath there. And what I didn't do in the other one is open that to show you kind of what storage we have there. 30-inch screen is kind of turning on in this one, so you can sort of see it a little bit, but again, pre-pro. Oh, the other thing, when you get into an Avenir, if you get an Avenir and you get the Super Cruise, you will get the rear vision camera mirror. Unfortunately, oddly enough, it is not a standard feature, and I don't know if it's even orderable actually in the ST. But in the Avenir it is, and that's the top trim level, right? What do you think? I'd love to hear your comments below. I am blown away. There's probably a few things I've missed. I just got told about this before I did the video, and my memory's not the greatest. I will definitely put some things in text on this video. But again, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, take care.